How big is angle ABC? How big is angle ABC? Could it be 56? Yes, the answer is 56. We just add those two angles together. That's the angle addition postulate from the first semester. This is an ugly triangle. Let me make it a little more beautiful. How big is the missing angle up top? $50, because there's 180 degrees in a triangle, so the missing angle is 50 degrees. Those of you who knew the first two questions, you're already 2 for 2. All right, there we go. What is the name of this thing? That is ray XY. It starts at X, goes through Y, and keeps going forever. What's the name of this thing? Segment, not line, segment XY. It starts at one point and goes to another point and stops. It has two endpoints. What's the third thing down? Line XY. And what's the last thing? Arc XY. Arc XY. Part of a circle, an arc. Okay, so array, a segment, a line, arc. Know what those symbols are. Know what they do. Okay. How do we solve that for x? I heard the right answer. Cross multiply. 4 times x equals 8 times 12. X equals 96 divided by 4, which is 24. If triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, angle A is congruent to what? Angle D. And side BC is congruent to what? What is the perimeter of this figure? Why is it 36? All the angles are congruent, which makes all the sides congruent. If all the sides are congruent, they're each 12, and there's 3 sides. It is 36. How far is it from -8 to 3? 11. From -8 to 3 is 11. In this circle right here, how big is question mark? 170? Why not? It is 170. Because how many degrees are in a circle? 360. If we use 80 over there and 110 over there, there's just 170 left. If triangle ABC is similar, not congruent, similar to DEF, then AB over what equals BC over what? AB over what? DE equals BC over. Look at that. All the Smarticuses in here. In this rectangle, what's the ratio of the width to the length? This is length. This is the width. What is the ratio of the width to the length? 8 to 20, which is 8 over 20, which reduces down to 2/5. How big is x? How'd you figure that out? So what they did is they took 180 minus each of these to get 44. And since this is a straight line, these two add up to 180, so it's 136. Otherwise, you could just take these two and add them up to make 136 because the exterior angles equal the sum of the two remote interior angles. Either way, that works. 136. How many sides does a triangle have?
3.
What is a four-sided figure called? No! Quadrilateral. Now, a square has four sides, but not every four-sided figure is a square. It could be a parallelogram, could be a trapezoid, could be a kite, whatever. What's a five-sided figure called? Pentagon. What's a six-sided figure called? What's an eight-sided figure called? What's a 10-sided figure called? Okay, and those are the only things you'll be tested on, but you have to know the names of those things like that. How do we find the area of the shaded region?
Find the area of the large region minus the area of the small region.
Find the area of the big rectangle minus the area of the little rectangle. Area of the big is 14 times 8. Area of the little is 10 times 4. 14 times 8 is 112. 4 times 10 is. So the area of the shaded region, 72. Volume. Area of the base times the height. Was it length times width times height? Area of the base is 10 times 6. The height is 4, so it'd be 240. So what types of angles are 12 and 7? 12 and 7. Not quite. Alternate interior angles. What types of angles are 3 and 8? There's nothing with the word opposite in any of these. They are vertical angles. Vertical angles are on the opposite side of two intersecting lines. They're called vertical angles. What are 8 and 12? Same side interior angles. What are 15 and 4? Alternate exterior angles. Now 6 and 14. What are 6 and 14 called? The lines might be parallel. They're not same side interior because one's to the interior, one's to the exterior. Since they're in the same corresponding positions, they are corresponding angles. So, which angles up there are congruent to the 80-degree angle? Which ones are 80 degrees? 5, 4 and 7, 10 and 13. 12 and 15. That's assuming both pairs of lines are going to be parallel. That's assuming this is parallel to this and this is parallel to this. So how big are angles 1, 6, 3, 8, 9, 14, and 11 and 16? They're all 100 degrees. How would I figure out what x is here? Why is 2x plus 4 equal to 4x minus 8? By the isosceles triangle theorem, If you have two base angles that are congruent, then the opposite sides are congruent. How do we solve this? Subtract 2x. Then we x equals 6. So 24 minus 8 is 18. 2 times 6 is, or 24 minus 8 is 16. 2 times 6 is 12 plus 4 is 16. How big is the length of OA? Oops. Oh, how did you get that? How would you figure out that it's 5? The Pythagorean theorem, c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So c squared equals 3 squared plus 4 squared. C squared equals 9 plus 16. C squared equals 25. C equals 5. And so OA is 5. How big is angle X there if those two triangles are congruent? That's 46 down in the lower left-hand corner.
44.
This is 44. Because this angle is congruent to this angle, this side is congruent to itself. Okay? And we know that these two triangles are congruent. So this is congruent to this. And so these two are congruent. Well, we know that 44 is left up here to make 180, so 44 must be here. All right, so that's the first 20 questions on your test. There are 39 total. We'll go through the other 19 on Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday classes will be short because of senior recognition and Bulldog Awards in the morning. So you have to come at 10 in the morning.